Welcome to another war recap video versus a clan that I sadly cannot pronounce. We had a very dominating performance this war. Our Town Hall 10 action was much improved compared to the last war, and that led us to a near perfect war, off by just 2 stars and about 2% there. Very, very good action. Some of these 3 stars I will be leaving out as there are a lot of bases to cover for one, and two, a lot of them are popular bases that I will cover in later videos. Base number one here, I was fortunate enough that the action down below was pretty good and I got to clean it up. That'll come in a future video though, hopefully out in the next day or two on scouting and then follow-up attacks. To start us off with, though, we're going to have Paul the Great here hitting number two for a pretty crushing 3 stars. It really wasn't that close. Paul's been taking cues from some of the other Town Hall 9s and whatnot and bringing those queen walks to pretty much every attack he does and being very consistent with it and getting a lot of value out of it. He starts off on the bottom there, off of an army camp to funnel. Army camps are excellent, excellent to funnel off of. They're 5 tiles wide, and the queen will pretty much always go to the opposite side of wherever the army camp is. Or if she's sandwiched between two army camps or something like that, she encounters an army camp during her walk, then she will break into a wall. So those are excellent buildings to funnel off of. Gets the CC out, it kind of splits up. A little bit goes to the queen, a little bit goes to the golem and wizards there off to the left. He's got a poison for the witch in the back. Really good. The queen will eventually get that other witch because the queen fires faster than one witch can summon skeletons. Wall breaks in, has a great jump spell to connect a couple compartments and all the way into the core. Valks go flying in, wreck stuff, do damage. There wasn't even a full rage spell in that core. It was just raged before they got in, and you could see how detrimental those Valks were to the core. Really, really crushing. He had a good heal spell there as the Valks exit the core, which is something that I'm starting to be really fond of, and I'm trying more. Normally, you do that heal rage kind of as they enter the core, but I've been starting to save my heal for when the Valks leave the core because they're probably going to be banging on a wall. There's more defenses on the backside that haven't been cleared yet, and so you place that heal spell on the back end of the core where the majority of the Valks are banging through a wall. And I find that that's been pretty successful and working out good. He's got both his heroes still alive, Queen still with an ability. If you get through the core and you still have both your heroes alive, chances are it's going to be a 3 star, especially with his high level heroes that he has finished his queen, just working on his king. Very, very dominating performance. Guys, get your heroes up at Town Hall 10. That's where it's at. You can do queen walks and yeah. Good job to Paul. Way to go. Fresh hit. I think that was a fresh hit 3 star. So very, very, very strong. This recap, for the first time, we get to feature Kay. Kay has been a very, very strong performer at Town Hall 10 for a couple of weeks now since he joined the clan. And he's been consistently getting 2 stars on every attack, working, getting closer and closer to those 3 stars, and he was finally successful in this attack. He's been very stable for us at the Town Hall 10 level, allowing some of the other Town Hall 10s to clean up bases, do scouts, things like that, because he was such a solid 2 star attacker. And a lot of the war recaps and, kind of clash focus is on 3 stars, but especially at the Town Hall 10 level and probably Town Hall 11 level, 2 star attacks at Town Hall 10 do win wars. And if you can eke out that occasional 3 star, that's pretty much just going to secure your win. But I would say 2 star attacks at the Town Hall 10 level are what the majority of all attacks are. And that's what he was doing extremely consistently, like I said, getting closer and closer. And finally got there, so I get to include him. You can see he cleared off a lot of the buildings to the left and to the right, made an extremely nice funnel into the core, raged the whole core, and completely just decimated it. That king was awesome because it was on the outside there, jumped into the core, helped troops funnel in even more. So that was just really awesome. The only criticism I had for this, and it's really even hard to criticize triples at Town Hall 10 because they're so difficult, is the two golems. I didn't really. You can see them traveling right there together, both at near full health. I know they had a little bit of healer action on them, so that helped. But I think one golem probably would have been enough, and then either bring 6 hogs or 4 valks or however you want to do that math. But if you have two golems near full health at the end of your attack, it was probably not fully necessary in my opinion. Way to go, Kay, though, getting featured, and good job. Next up, we have Maze hitting number 5 here. We screwed this war because they had 5 Town Hall 10s to R4, and then on prep day, one of their Town Hall 9s was like, JK, I upgraded to Town Hall 10, and here's my Inferno, which I'll cover that attack next. Very exciting. So it was 4 Town Hall 10s to their sort of 6 Town Hall 10s. So normally we take some of the 10s and clear the top 9s, but with the disadvantage that we had this war, we needed all of our Town Hall 10 attacks at Town Hall 10. And Maze brought the heat this war. He did exceptionally good. Um, this one was a cleanup attack. Kay did the first initial hit with 2 stars, nearly 3. So we got some of the pathing and some of the CC bombs, all that stuff kind of figured out, so that Maze could then fine tweak it and figure out how stuff would path and what would work. That double freeze, it was really nice there. Got the king and the golem circling around there. Got everything into the core, the double freeze. I haven't seen that too much lately. I'm not sure if that's because he brought the P.E.K.K.A.s and felt the need for the double freeze because they're a little bit slower than the Valks. But he did the double freeze, and hey, he got the 3 star, so it worked. Good job there. And even with, I mean, like I said, most of the time I encourage Town Hall 9s to go to Town Hall 10 with 30 heroes. But you can see Maze here has 25, 27 heroes, and he's getting a 3 star. So just because you don't have 30 heroes or more than that at Town Hall 10, don't get discouraged and assume that, everything is just, it's done for. You can only get 2 stars. Lean on your other troops more, your Valks, your Golems, research and level those up, and let those troops do more work, and your heroes will just follow behind. Really good job, Maze. Way to go. Number 6 here got hit by me. This is the guy I was talking about. He was a Town Hall 9 on prep day, finished his upgrade, and he dropped the archer tower over here to the right. The cannon was down here. The expo was right in the middle, which kind of screwed me because it was on air. I wanted to do a bunch of minions where all those cannons were, but that one expo screwed me. And he dropped 1 Inferno. I'm going to give you guys 2 notes on this. If you do this to gain an advantage, number 1, drop both Infernos. Don't drop both, just 1 Inferno. That's dumb. Drop both Infernos, otherwise it's not really worth it. And when you drop them, remember to set it to multi. This guy dropped his Inferno, put it on his map, and the default setting for Infernos is single target. Remember to change it to multi. I was bringing a little queen walk here. I expected her to walk south more, but she did not. She decided to bang through a wall, but she pretty much accomplished everything that I needed her to. Got the CC out of the way, which was a kind of ugly witch combination, if I recall. Misplaced my jump spell there. I didn't realize that the queen was in the other compartment. I thought she would jump the wall into where they were going. And then because I thought they weren't going to redirect back, I missed my jump spell there. But this guy is ultimately mostly a Town Hall 9, so it really doesn't matter that much. They tear through the core, under a rage spell, double back, get all those buildings because they're grouped together. Drop that jump spell into 1, 2, 3, 4, is that 5 different compartments, I think? Yeah, 5 different compartments. Really good jump spell. Bring in some hogs. I was a little late on the heal there at the bottom. I wasn't quite expecting bombs there, but I guess it made sense. And the hogs just finish up, and it's in the cleanup. I highly encourage queen walks. I know there's some people in my clan that are not a fond of it, not very fond of it. But once you get, like, I'd say 20 plus queen, the value of the queen plus the healers, even if the queen dies, the healers switching targets is worth the troop space, in my opinion. You just have to know what you're doing. And as long as you know queen walk and pick up certain objectives, then that's enough on that, I guess. There we go. So like I said, if you drop Infernos and you do it, drop both and put them on multi. Next, number 7 and number 8 here were both hit by Biscuit, but they are popular internet bases, so those will be featured in a video later this week. Number 9 here, getting hit by Rick. He absolutely crushed this base. He drew up a wonderful drawing on Skitch and put it on Clash Tools, and pretty much exactly what he drew up is what happened. I won't say that this wasn't a technically difficult raid, but he literally wasn't trying to do a whole bunch all at once. And what he drew up, he just thought about the planning and the pathing, and pretty much what he planned and thought would happen was what happened. He didn't have to do a whole bunch of stuff on the fly or, do a bunch of crazy improvising. He just, planned it out for an hour or however long he took, and then all he had to do was follow his plan. There wasn't any crazy improvising, like I said. So he did that wonderful jump spell there. Valks into the core, heal spell on the entry, because there's some bombs there. Fortunately, more bombs on the backside. There's a lot of damage on the backside. Like I said, I'm kind of a fan of healing Valks on the backside. I think they're more valuable than hogs are. But that's the decision that you usually come to make, is do I heal the Valks in the core, or do I save that heal spell for the hogs? That's usually the decision that you have to make. But he sends in the hogs. I think he started at about 9 o'clock there and just sent them clockwise, adding in a few hogs here, a few hogs there. This was a fresh hit, so we had no idea where the bombs were. And those surgical type hogs, 3 here, 4 there, that is the key to fresh hitting bases where you have no idea where the bombs are. So even if you do hit a base, even if you do hit a bomb, you'll be okay, because most you're going to lose, maybe 5 hogs. The only mistake that I wanted to point out that Rick made, in my opinion, on this attack was this wizard tower right here. He dropped at the end. You can see from here on out, it's totally useless. He never does anything. Should have dropped the wizard over here on the exact opposite side of where all the hogs were going to end up, and that would have sped up your cleanup much more quickly. Now, you crushed it so hard, it didn't even matter, but those are small things that, when you don't have so many hogs, do add up. You get those 99% 2 stars. Let's see, what else do we have here? Last but not least is Ender hitting number 13. This is a kind of popular internet base that we see from time to time. But it was kind of a weak base in my opinion, and I didn't quite like the bombs compared to where some of the other versions of this base are that are really more effective. So I decided to show this one here. What I really liked about this is he used the design of the base to his advantage. So he wall breaks in those 2 different spots, and he just naturally travels along those channels. He doesn't try to fight, I guess, the flow of the base. And then he brings a jump spell to connect, 1, 2, 3, 4 compartments all the way into the core. So all of his kill squad troops funneled through those 2 channels, and everything meets up in the core. He didn't have to quad quake and do some weirdness that altered the flow of the base, I guess you could say. So he just kept with that, and it made for a very, very smooth attack. He brought in all those hogs there. I'm not even sure if he found all the bombs or not. I think the other one's on the other side of that golem. But this is a very popular base. We've seen it a lot. Like I said, there's just some better versions of it where there are double bombs that are effective instead of singles. But Ender totally crushed this base. Good job, man. And for our final is the most heroic defense that I like to show. This time we're moving all the way up to the Town Hall 10 action. Go Wipe is extremely popular at Town Hall 10, and it is effective. As I said earlier, most attacks at Town Hall 10 are for 2 stars, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But if you are doing Go Wipe, you still have to follow certain fundamentals. This guy drops all of his golems in one spot, so all, what is there, 4 golems I think it was, are only tanking the same 2 or 3 defenses. All of those wizards off to the left, off to the right, they just get shot because the golems are not spread out. You got to spread your golems out. Really bad rage spell there, in my opinion. The only thing that really benefited was the P.E.K.K.A, and even not so much. Freeze spell didn't even. It just delayed damage. Nothing is going into the court. With these ring style bases, you have to, kill some of the buildings off there, maybe with a queen walk, maybe with something else. Send in some decoy, I guess, dummy troops that you know are going to die off to one side, and then you send in your main army way back here, and they pass to the core. And then, you rage up the core, whatever. Has a couple cleanup minions, I'm assuming, and they just suicide in and die to a bomb. There just wasn't a whole lot of a plan here, and he's got really low level heroes for Town Hall 10. Too low heroes. Heroes are important. So Go Wipe can be effective and it is very strong, but you still have to know what you're doing and create a proper funnel and get your troops to go where you want them to go. So there you go. Maze getting the most heroic defense. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment and a like below. I hope to have a video out on number 1 here in the next day or so, and some of the other popular foreign bases that got 3-starred here in this war I'll try to have up throughout the week. Thanks for watching.